I like that nose. Oh man. I want to compare it. So go with me here. Laws. I have another unsung hero from Colorado. So this time we got a Colorado bourbon, Bear Creek Distillery. Stick around. Let's give it a little boom or bust. So I got one here today. Well, boom or bust, Bear Creek Distillery. Now this was a gift, and I'm so thankful to them. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. But just know that won't affect my judgment on it. Now this is a 6-year bourbon. Now that 6-year in a barrel, single barrels is their oldest bourbon that they've released so far. But we're going to check it out. So let's go to it. It's a good color on it. Nice color. And legs on it. They're slow. They're oily. Oh, that's good. Let's try it. There's that caramel to it. Kind of a cinnamon, vanilla caramel, kind of a honeyed cinnamon, a little granola, kind of a lighter nose. Now, I like that nose. It's lighter, it's deeper notes. You can tell it's 6 years. Oh man. You can taste that cinnamon, the spice to it. A little rye coming in the middle, a little zip to it. Slight, not super spicy. And honey and cinnamon and caramel. And this reminds me like a breakfast, like, I don't know, like maybe a coffee cake or something like that. All the spices, some like honey on there. It's good. Breakfast whiskey, maybe. It's delicious. But it reminds me of. Well, I'm going back on that before I get to that. Man, that's nose coming back on the second. I get a little bit of apple there. Or, yeah, kind of an apple. Not like a Red Delicious or Granny Smith, but just kind of an apple-y note. One thing I think is really cool about Bear Creek. So, it's some guys who were, what do they say, born in Lakewood, raised in Denver. Well, Bear Creek comes from their high school, Bear Creek High School. So they decided to name it after their high school. And they're devoted to grained glass. So this is a grained glass distillery here in Colorado. Now they do things a little differently. Best known one kind of reminds me of this, actually. This kind of reminds me of that. Kind of reminds me of Law's whiskey. We'll get to that. Now this is really good. There's a lot of potential here. I have not tried. They have this bourbon, their straight bourbon whiskey. They also have a wheated bourbon that I have not tried. Now this is good though. I like this. So let's try it. I want to compare it. So go with me here. I want to compare it to Law's whiskey. We're going to try it. This is batch 27. Now, one thing important about craft whiskey is a lot of them use pot stills. So a lot of them are batches. They're just batched. So what that does is they're all a little different. It's like if you really like, got it. Grandma makes dessert. You come to grandma's house and you can't wait to have her dessert, her pie or whatever. Every time she makes it, it's a little different because she doesn't go by a cup of this or a cup of that. She goes by what it just looks right. So she just batches it. Each time it's a little different. That's what it's like. You know what it's going to be like, but you know that each time is just a little different, but it's always very good. So we're going to go against this. This is the basic Laws whiskey here in the B. So let's see. Okay. We got Colorado Spirits Collective holding up Bear Creek. So there's a lot more of that granola on this one. Honey, again, not a lot of cinnamon notes or anything. Light caramel, more, I don't know, fruitiness to it. Light citrus maybe. So that's on the nose of this one. On the Bear Creek, oh yeah. That one has more of the cinnamon, more of the darker caramels to it. Has a little bit more depth on this one compared to this one. So let's see on the taste where we're looking. So that, again, this has some more caramel to it. Well, not caramel, but more granola to it. That honey, pepper, some pepper, a little tobacco-ish maybe. Little pepper on the back of the palate, not a lot. So that's good on the basic. Let's see Bear Creek. That's good. That's more cinnamon honey caramel to it. It's still got a little bit of fruitiness, but like apple orchard kind of fruitiness to it. Like apple pie, kind of like apple pie. That one's good. So both of them are really good. One really good thing, one really cool thing when comparing different whiskeys and bourbons, you can really tell the notes and you can really find out exactly what we got going on in those glasses, and it helps pull those things apart. At first, your mind doesn't pull it apart easy, but when it has something to compare it to, it really does a better job. Now, who is this for? This Bear Creek bourbon. I like it. I really do. This is the batch one of their single barrel 6-year because it's the first time they released 6 years. But who is this for? I would say, honestly, this is for those of you who are maybe curious about craft Colorado. This is a good one. This was not a high proof. This is only at 90 proof, I believe. Yep, 90 proof. So it's not harsh, and it's a good entryway into craft. Now, one little asterisk with that. It's not going to be like Kentucky. It's not. Kentucky has different flavors to it. It's going to be in the same neighborhood, but if you're used to Kentucky bourbon, this is not going to be like it. You're going to get more crafty notes to it, and there's a reason. But embrace it for what it is. In Colorado terms, this is a really good introduction. This has more of the cinnamon and caramel to it, I find. The Laws is very much more straightforward with the grain and the granola to it, but between the two, they're both delicious. I think it really wouldn't hurt you. I don't know if you can pick this one up, but you might try just the basic straight bourbon. It might not have as much of the deeper flavors because I believe theirs is only about 3 or 4 years. 4 years, I think, for their basic bourbon. But if you can find the 6-year, oh man, that's good. I'm excited to see where they go in the future. I really am. It's delicious. I like it. And I'd be interested in this at higher proof. That would be fun. You can also tell it's not chill filtered because it's got a little bit of that flocking in the glass, in the bottle. Would you pick it up? Yes. I like it. I really do. I hope you guys like it. If you really want to try more of a rye, go for this one. Try this one. I really don't think you'll be disappointed. But until then, I'll see you later. Cheers.